price on your head. No, no. Don't do it. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Yeah. Don't do it. And keep your eye on the sparrow. When the going gets narrow. Don't do it. Where can I go where the cold winds don't blow now?
Good evening, everyone. This is JMC3, and this is for my boys Rafters. Sorry, man, I know it took a while, but with all the construction that was going on in my area, you would have never heard my voice. Alright, this is a response to your favorite, or I believe it's your first Endura, Spyderco Endura, or your first Spyderco blade. Now, I gotta be honest with you guys, I don't own a lot of Spydercos. I own some. I actually own more of their, I'm going to say off-brand, their, yeah, this is where I get tongue-tied. Their, I can't even think of the name of it right now, and I'm holding the blade in my hand. Okay, let's get on with this. I own a lot of their discount blades. They're persistent, tenacious, and I also own a lot of their Bird brand. Because for the most part, I'm a cheap guy, but I don't want to, get a cheap blade. I want a blade with some decent quality, some good oversight by the parent company. And Spyderco is actually pretty good with keeping their eye on their namesakes. Now, the first blade is actually, I want to say it's one of my favorites, but it's not. It's the Persistence. It's small. It's a good, sturdy, rugged little blade. And I love carrying this. This is I want to say, out of every range bag blade that I own, this is my number one. That's why I got the two carry weapons sitting out there. Because whenever I'm going to the range, I got a Persistence in my bag somewhere to be seen. Tenacious won't be far behind. It's a well-used blade. If you can get a good look at it, you can see it's scuffed up all the hell. Because this is my designated home letter opener box cutter. And of course, keeping in that line of discount blades, there's a lot of guys that call beater knives. They have beater knives, a knife that they'll pull out for anything. Well, I got what I call a defensive beater knife. This knife will pretty much be on me in some shape or form or fashion, regardless on what's on my right hip or my left hip. And that's the Resilience. The Resilience I fell in love with when it very first came out. Not gonna lie, I did a kind of a cheesy review on it on my iPhone when it first came out. I was actually doing jumping jacks when I got it. I love this knife. And I own several. Understatement. Now, I know what everybody's going to say. How can you own Spydercos without owning the paramilitary? Well, I do. And it's a pretty blade, and it's a standout blade in the brand. But I'm not going to say it's one of my favorites. It has its place, without a doubt. And I want to say out of these, I want to say the Resilience is probably the one that's always on me. And when I'm going to the range, the Persistence is always there. But that's not what this is about. We're here to talk about your favorite Endura, your first Endura. And I have two. One is walking around with a family member right now, and that was technically my first. But when this came out, the Endura 4, I was like, oh man, I gotta get me one of those. Seen the reviews done on it. When I saw the gray version, I was like, this blade is absolutely perfect EDC. I know a lot of guys out there use it for defensive or have a main purpose for defensive carry, but with the raised arch FRN handle, the way your finger digs in no matter which way you're holding the blade, the design, there's so much thought that went into this. How can you not love a Spyderco Endura 4? And the coloring, come on guys. If you wear hoodies and stuff like I do during this time of year, how can you not love this blade? And I even like the way the gray offsets the black of the pocket clip. And then you got that beautiful Seki City, Japan VG10 steel. Look at the way that glimmers. Look at that. I'm going to pause for a second and just let you suck that up a little bit, even with my fingerprints on it. That is a pretty piece of steel. Three and 3/4 inch of JMCE3. And that, my friends, is my second, but for the sakes of this video, that's my first Spyderco Endura. Rafters, giving you thumbs up for calling me on this, and I'm going to pass this on to two guys, and I'm actually going to have a second to think about it, so you're probably going to see it in the icons here and here. So this is JMC3 out.